like, download this new version and like within the next 7 days, like your shit's fucked. And I was like, all right, bet.
It's awesome when you go into your concentrate bin and notice that you have one in there that hasn't been opened yet. So it means there's a full gram in here.
Winning. And on that note, you gentlemen ready to do this podcast?
Yeah, dude, I'm getting ready to rip this here Dabski and get her going.
Yeah, I'm ready. Like I said, I might have to like run out of here real quick, but I'll probably be back in like 5 minutes or less, so we can start. Like, don't delay it because of that.
All right, let's get this shit rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shedtime podcast in 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Shedtastic day, and we can't forget the air horns, because now that means that the party has officially begun. And thank God the party has begun, because I'm telling you what, man, your boy is worn out this week. It's been a wild one. So it's good to be here, doing the podcast, chilling out with the homies, and with all you guys out there listening, or for those of you who are watching us, shout out to y'all, Shedhead Nation, we love y'all. But yeah, it's been crazy lately. A lot of crazy shit going on, man. Fucking Richard Simmons died. Fucking
Trump almost got assassinated.
Yeah, Trump's getting
Trump got shot in the ear. You know what I mean? Well, no, he got shot.
No, he got hit.
Yeah, he got shot.
Dude,
he got grazed. He got
shot though. Like, that's all I'm saying.
The thing about it though is if you guys actually watch the footage, if he didn't turn his head at the moment he turned his head,
oh yeah, it would have been over.
He wouldn't be here, bro.
Yeah, it would have went right through and through the back of his skull.
Well, because it hit him right here, it would have went through the side of his head and then out the back.
Well, and the crazy thing is, the kid let off 3 shots in the first round and another 5 shots after. So yeah,
dude, that's even if it was the kid. I'm just saying
he was 20 years old. I'm gonna call him.
No. I'm saying I don't know. I'll wait and see.
No, dude. There was for sure a dude on a rooftop with a rifle.
No. That's not what I mean. Sorry. I mean, I don't know if it was just the kid that shot. That was all.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
that's the part I'm saying.
Oh, if we know the conspiracy of it all,
we don't know.
All I know is they knew he was up there for 26 minutes and didn't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of stuff on Twitter about all these different information and it definitely makes you really wonder, but then you're like, is this real? Did they really know? And you're like, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing about Twitter, Chris, and you would know full well, being a big part of it, is that anybody can say whatever the fuck they want on Twitter.
100%.
And so
but if you have a fucking huge account, I feel like you have more to lose. So maybe, I don't know. It's so weird.
But that's just based off a lot of the footage I've seen. I don't know about the whole 26 minutes thing exactly, but they knew he was up there well before he shot.
I know this. I was just watching an analysis on it from I don't even know how to do that. They're a documentary film crew, basically, and they were doing just a basic analysis on it, quick 6-minute rundown thing. And in some of the footage, you can clearly see all of the Secret Service snipers in their positions, and it is just seconds before those first shots go off. You can see from specific angles one of the snipers recognizing the threat and lining him up in his sight right as the shots happen. And it's literally a matter of, had that sniper lined up that shot 5 seconds sooner, this kid would have never even got the shot off. Shot one wouldn't have happened.
And the thing about that too, Sean, is like I said, this is just the stuff that we've all heard. None of us obviously know the facts or anything like that, so we're just kind of regurgitating what we've heard on news and stuff like that. But I heard that a sniper had him in his sights and was told not to shoot.
See, I don't know.
I heard that too. I don't really know if it's real.
I've heard
it's so hard to know.
I've heard it from multiple things, bro. Not only that, but like there's literally footage of, because like I watched that whole like interview thing just because my dad was watching the news or like his the rally or whatever, and there's a video of like these people like further back in like the crowd or whatever next to this tree, and I hear the part, you can hear part of what Trump's saying as he's saying it. And if you line that up with the time, with what he's saying as he got shot, it was well before he even fired a shot. And people are pointing him out to the police and whoever else is around. Like, the dude's right there. Not only that, but there's even eyewitnesses saying that they've seen this guy literally walking up to the building with a fucking ladder.
Yeah, no, I saw some videos about that too. Yeah.
See, this is the thing.
No, there's a lot of stuff like that.
At the end of the day,
all that, dude, it's so crazy.
At the end of the day, what it is it's a big fucking drop of the ball by the Secret Service and the security teams that were, supposed to be around this. Somebody dropped the ball big time somewhere. You know what I mean?
100%. Because like, this is the thing. Like, working around police officers as much as I do now, I get a little bit of a sense of how they're trained to think about shit. And just because you say that there's a shooter on the roof doesn't mean there's really a shooter on the roof. And that's how they have to approach this, right? Just because what you see and believe you see appears to be a shooter on the roof, they have to take that and then ascertain the evidence and make a proper assessment, right? They don't know at that very second when people in the crowd are seeing a guy on the roof with a gun, if that is a member of the security team yet or not. So they have to figure out, are they about to shoot one of their own before they can let a shot off on this guy?
Well,
so,
with that being said, they should have... let me recover from this dab.
I think I already know where you're going, and radio communication is happening. And so, absolutely, there should have been people on the radios immediately.
Not only that, but they're going to know where all their assets are at all times when they're doing something like this. So I totally get what you're saying there, and I don't disagree with you.
These situations are dynamic. They're fluid.
The whole thing is, how do they not notice someone is on that roof when there's a roof that close to where this rally's being held? All of those rooftops should have been locked down. They should have had somebody on each one of those rooftops.
Well, that's the thing. He wasn't that close. Like, when you look at the surrounding rooftops, like, oh, he's 100% covered.
Even then, dude, it's a rooftop within range. That's not a hard shot to make.
I don't disagree with you there.
Well, he did all right, or this person did okay.
I mean, he hit people, so he achieved his goal. You know what I mean? Like, he hit people. He did
shoot Trump's ear.
Like, he was successfully able to wound individuals and kill people. So 100%, you're right. Like, it was a makeable shot.
You want to go down the little bit of a conspiracy thing here real quick?
Do it.
So it's still having to do with this whole conversation because they're trying to figure out, like, if there's claiming that the kid or whatever had no ties to anybody or anything like that. But did you guys know that kid was in a BlackRock commercial?
Wait a minute. What?
The kid that shot at Trump was in a BlackRock commercial.
Little Dwight Schrute.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, I literally saw the fucking commercial and saw the kid. I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude. That's fucking crazy. Like, obviously, I don't know what that means. I just think that's kind of a trip.
I mean, that's the thing.
The whole thing is just fucking mind blowing, dude.
I haven't seen anything about that. So I'll reserve my judgment until I actually see any of it because, like, you know what I mean? I can't speak to it having not seen it. So I don't know. Like, that's news to me.
That's why I was like, you want to go down the conspiracy route for a second? Because it's something that I've seen and I was like, that's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder.
if we're going to go down conspiracy route, I'm most intrigued by the left versus right side of the conspiracy. The left did it to try to take Trump out versus the other side saying Trump staged it to make him look like a more tough and badass president. And I think both are ridiculous, but honestly,
that last one is way more ridiculous, bro.
But honestly, I will say this. I think that sealed the fate of this election.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I feel like Trump's now the new president of the United States in this next election.
Yeah, if he wasn't before, you know.
Like 100%, if there was any doubt in my mind prior, and there was.
Well, that, and what happened at the debate, Sean? Like, I don't know if you watched it at all or you've seen any clips.
I don't put much stock in the debate situation because the debate is what it is. You know what I mean?
I'm not even necessarily saying just like for the debate itself, but just seeing Biden up there and just it's just not good, dude. You know what I mean?
I'm not even worried about that because technically speaking, the president is a fucking puppet to the Congress and the Supreme Court and all these other different pieces of that puzzle. In my perspective,
but my whole thing is that he's the face of the United States. So all of our political enemies or whatever see this and they're like, oh, so that's the guy that you got. Who's to say that they're not way quicker to fucking jump on something now?
I'll disagree with that only because he's way tougher on Putin, and we've already seen how President Trump treated Putin.
No,
but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
But that's the thing. That is one of our biggest enemies.
Yeah, but that's not even what I was meaning by it. I'm saying that it's showing it. If this is just my opinion.
100%. That's all this is. This is just opinion.
Yeah,
none of this
obviously
is
100%. And I'm not saying I'm right or you're wrong or you're right and I'm wrong or whatever. That's not why we're here.
It's friendly banter and debate about.
My whole thing is like if you're to see that one of the quote unquote most powerful countries in the world is being ran by somebody who's not quite competent enough to do his job. Not only that, for him to say that he might need to, put in like shifts or something. Like, did you hear that? Like he was saying that he needs more sleep or something. He's an old man or something. I don't remember the exact thing, but just seeing that that's who you got running your country, regardless of obviously we know he's not the one necessarily making all the decisions. It's a lot of the Supreme Court and shit like that. But just seeing that and be like, okay, so that's where you guys are at. That's okay, maybe this is our time to start making some moves because obviously whoever you guys got in there isn't even handling what you normally have going on correctly. So, dude, there's no way he's going to handle this. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. It's just a fucked up situation, bro.
That's the thing. Like, I can look past the little old man shit.
I can't.
Because
that's the biggest thing, bro, because he's not even coherent enough to go to sit through a normal speech where it's literally written down in front of him.
See, I don't even care about that. That's the thing. Like, that's not what I'm worried about because at the end of the day, he's not the one he's the one who's saying, yes, do it. But he's not the one like making the big call. It's like he's got a general who says, "This is what we need to do, sir," and he goes,
that he and he alone has the authority to turn the key.
Oh, 100%.
And he doesn't have to consent to anybody.
That's the difference. I believe he won't do it unless it's necessary. I think Trump will do it just for the fun of it.
No, I don't think that at all.
I think Trump will be like,
I don't necessarily agree with everything Trump says either. Honestly, the whole politics thing is something I don't really like talking about because nowadays people
because it's gotten so tribal.
It gets exactly, and it's like you're wrong, I'm right, and we can't agree to disagree or anything like that. And it's like I don't like that. You know what I mean?
And
at the end of the day, I just want somebody who I feel is competent. And between the two that we've got at this point, there's only one answer to that question, unfortunately.
See, this I think leads to a great point of why we need viable third-party candidates.
Dude,
we need
you know what, dude?
Viable alternatives.
Here's the thing, Sean. You know what? If RFK was able to actually like do like a full-on campaign, you know what I mean, I feel like he might have been a choice for a lot of people.
I think RFK shot himself in the foot a long time ago with some of the crazier things he said in the past that just was too polarizing for a lot of the general public. But like when I was a kid growing up, well,
Hey, dude,
all of us, we had Ross Perot, right? Like,
well, I was just gonna say, dude, Joe Biden is the president, bro. If you remember the first time he ran, like back in like the 80s or 90s or whatever, his entire campaign was lies, and it came out, and everybody knew it was a lie. So much so that they literally had a show that they did at like either the Comedy Store or like the Ice House or one of the comedy clubs in LA, where they called it Joe Biden night, and everybody went up there and did each other's acts. And he was able to come back from it somehow, Anything could happen, but dude, it's just a wild fucking world right now, dude.
It's insane.
I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Like, not only is this like probably one of the best times to live, just because the things that we have to our, that are accessible to us as far as information and yada yada yada, as well as just betterment of life just in general. But it's one of the wildest times too, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the craziest type of shit could happen, and it's just like fuck.
Oh, no, 100%. Like,
I don't know if I would want to live in another time, but I also, in some parts, I'm like, man, might have been easier. But then at the same time, like, but then they had their own hardships too at that point. So it's just like it's like the grass is always greener on the other side. Is it?
Well, yeah,
I don't know, man.
Like, but I will say in regard to some of that, like, I was reading this guy's, I guess I'll call it like a societal analysis, if you will, on this notion of how suburban, the whole movement of people moving to the suburbs has really worked to divide a lot of us. Because when we move into the suburbs and we have more suburban communities, what we lose are things like community centers and stuff like that are so vital in like city communities, right? And those community centers build community. And like in middle America, where it's just cul-de-sacs upon cul-de-sacs, you might know your neighbor beside you, but you might not really even talk to any of your neighbors. Like, I'm that guy in this neighborhood. Like, I barely know the neighbor on this side of my fence. I've talked to her maybe 3 times in 2 years, right? And so, like, it was an interesting point that, like, in a lot of, like, these city areas, you've got these centers for community that people all gather, and they do exchange ideas, and they do meet and just create relationships with each other within their community. And it's something we don't get a lot of anymore. And I had never thought about it from that light, but like, yeah, we need just like community building events just in regular community.
Well, you know what it is, Sean. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on, dude. It's because they're just everything that they're doing, man, is to divide us, man. You know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly where
us all.
That's exactly where he's going, actually, was the notion that this is engineered by design, because if we don't build community within ourselves, we can always suspect each other, but also we can't come together for common goals and common good. And so if there is a greater power over us all that is conducting less than ideal things that don't work in our favor, if we can't organize against it, they can just get away with it. And I was like, shit.
Well, it's actually, that's why it's so beneficial for governments to have everybody fighting all the time.
Oh, 100%. And it
at the end
money.
of the day, it's more profit.
That's it. It makes them money.
What is it? The military-industrial complex, man.
Between that,
it's real.
Between that and the medical industrial complex, which wants to pump us full of pharmaceuticals, dope us up on antidepressants and make us into zombies, and then keep us segregated in our little boxes so that we don't want or don't need, and We won't get in the way and interfere.
Yeah, but then that's also why they just like let the food companies pump their shit full with like certain things, so then people will need the fucking healthcare system, and this is
Yep.
And
like,
that's why they bribed the scientists back in the day when they came up with the food pyramid to say that trans fats and saturated fats were the problem and up sugar so that they could increase their sales on sugar.
Dude, not only
Yeah,
just that,
profits.
but like we all remember the Got Milk campaign of the 90s. That was a government funded initiative to try to prop up the dairy farmers. Like all the while holding surpluses of dairy in order to not have the whole dairy market crash. That's the whole government cheese thing, because the government had too much dairy and had no way to use it because we've been subsidizing the dairy farmers for so long.
It's crazy how the world works, man.
Speaking of crazy how the world works, I came across this one recently, and if this doesn't make you scratch your melon and go, what the fuck? I don't know what does, but just I'm going to read this headline out as it's written. This comes from Marijuana Moment. They just published this a couple of days ago, so it was published on July 15th. So obviously you listeners will be hearing this later. But DeSantis anti-marijuana legalization campaign gets a $100,000 donation from cannabis exec as hemp businesses pledge $5 million to the state GOP.
Oh, so now big hemp's trying to cut out big cannabis.
So what's crazy is like you have a cannabis exec who is donating to an anti-legalization fund because he owns several hemp businesses. And then on top of that, other hemp businesses pledging another $5 million to try to stop legalization in the state of Florida, also that they can keep Delta 8 products on the market there.
I mean, is that super surprising?
One of the people behind some of this is Kim Rivers of True Leaf. So I just further my hatred of the True Leaf brand and think that nobody should buy their products and that company needs to go under it. I mean, again, first people to kill somebody in the marijuana industry, so True Leaf can get fucked. But yeah, wild that is the state of legalization in Florida right now, that you have actual people with stake in the cannabis industry fighting legalization in Florida. Now, there is medical in Florida. So,
Well, that's why, right? Because they're probably like, yo, if they legalize it, it's like everywhere else, you can grow your own. That's like costing them money, but like,
It's not even so much that, it's just that they don't want any more competition. Because if you legalize it, then anybody and their dad could start fucking growing and then create their own company, and then all of a sudden you got more and more competition. They're trying to corner the market and keep it where it's at because they're making so much money with the way that it is that they don't want it to change.
and I mean, on the East Coast, Florida's got a lot of good land that can be used for growing weed. Got some really good warm conditions. You've got some more humid conditions for the strains that like that. You've got some drier conditions there for the strains that like that. Like they got some prime real estate out there for that. And because of the way that Ron DeSantis structures that state, it's not bad for business, man. It's pretty business friendly. So if you're running a business in Florida and you're making good money right now and something stands to get in your way, like cannabis legalization, because it'll stop your hemp profits, that's what you're going to do.
I mean, yeah. People just suck, man.
That was just such a wild headline that I read earlier this week. I was like, yo, I've got to bring this shit up on the podcast. Like, there's a lot of great news out there in the world.
Fucking greedy, bro.
I was
Like,
just about
they
to say,
literally
it's just
put
greed, bro.
themselves above everything else. You know what I mean? It's horrible.
Like, there's a Senate subcommittee push right now to get the VA to start accepting medical marijuana as an opiate alternative for veterans. So like, there is a lot of good news in the cannabis world too. So I don't want I know we went heavy right in the start between fucking Trump getting shot, politics, and then right into like crazy news, bad news about weed. But there's good news out there too. So I definitely want to bring that up because, like, man, it ain't all bad out there. It isn't, and that's the other thing.
It's just the thing is the way that the media and stuff works is you get all the bad shit thrown in your face when all the good shit's not really that. It's the shock value, bro.
Well, you know what it is like you have to watch the full hour of the news to get your 5 to 10 minutes of feel good stories, and they're all at the end because the headlines are all the bad shit. It's all the breaking news.
What's so funny too is they're all like 1 minute stories too. Like they'll give you like 3 or 4 like 1 minute long stories after they spent like 5 or 10 minutes ranting about
kids' bike gets stolen and the police buy him a new one, and little things like that. Like absolutely, they happen. They're there. This is why, like, I always argue, like, I watch the local news because, like, I want to know what's going on in my community. That's what I want to know. Like, I'm not trying to find out about the world news. I could give a fuck, Like, I want to know what's going on in my community. Well, dude, like, the news here,
there's, like, different, like, regions, right? So, like, I would always, like, watch basically the Toronto news, but it'd be, like, the Ontario news. And they would always finish the news with, like, a feel-good story. And then, like, even down here, there's like an Atlantic version, and like they'll finish it with like a feel-good story. I can only assume that if you watch like the West Coast news, it'd be the same shit. But that's like a blip. They might cover other stuff like 2 or 3 times long for sure. That could be negative as fuck and like horrible, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. Is like that is what's news. Like that's the stuff that's happening in the world. Like, as fucked as it is to say, like, it is mundane to just hear about cats getting rescued from trees. Like, TikTok and Instagram and all that got me covered on that news. Like,
yeah, I get, honestly, you know what's crazy is I don't even get a lot of my news from like the actual news anymore. It's all through like podcasts and stuff, dude. Honestly, a lot on just like YouTube and just independent journalists. You know what I mean? For some reason, I feel like they're more credible. You know what I mean? Partially because they're not owned by anybody and being told what to say. But like, dude, there's so many people just like, even through just like listening to like, episodes of Rogan, finding out about some of the people that he's had on his shows, and then going and finding some of their other stuff, like maybe different interviews and other things that, they may have done. And then just falling down different rabbit holes, learning about different things just based off of, little snippets. And then I just fucking dive in.
There's a website that I actually got introduced to where I oh, excuse me, damn, this one's hitting hard today. Where I like to pull some of my news from, and it's called Ground News. And what I think is really cool about these guys is that they pull the headlines and they aggregate them from multiple sources, and they tell you how each story leans. So, like, is this a left, center, right, far left, far right? Like, what slant this particular news organization is taking? And so, like, take the assassination attempt news as an example. You might have 20 versions of that same story from 20 different sources, and you can look at how each news organization is reporting it. So now you can see, like, all right, this one being, say, right-leaning is going to lean on, these American virtues and things. Whereas this one that's left-leaning might be talking more about how this calls for, more gun control, right? Like, or as a centrist one might just be like, yeah, this is what we know so far, and shit is crazy. Kind of like we're doing. Like, it's kind of interesting. And it's fun, especially when you have like big stories like that, to go look at those, because then you can literally pull your information from 20 different sources if you really want to, and decide like what facts truly are facts because you've read it from all these different sources, right? And what might just be this guy's spin or that guy's spin on the whole situation. And I dig that approach. I mean, it's smart.
I
That would
mean,
be
it's good
pretty
to like
interesting,
get your news from all over the place.
Yeah,
too,
I always
think.
try to like, if I hear something, I try to find at least one or two more sources that kind of, either go along the same lines or at least, have some sort of weight to them,
This thing, right? Like you can't just be pulling your news from bobsnews.com. Like we don't know
man.
who Bob is yet.
But I'll tell you what, bro, if you want to get some good entertainment, you go and watch this guy called Bob Does Sports, bro.
I'd agree with that.
Dude. Let's talk about that for let's swap over to that, Chris, because I want to. Did we talk about this last week?
I heard that you dove into the Bob Does Sports, Chris, and have
I probably put
it.
in like 4 hours worth of watching. Like that's a reasonable amount.
Yeah, that's like 4 or 5 apps, dude. Full videos.
So like I even have a tab up right now of Bob Does Sports. It's the biggest meltdown in Bob Does Sports history.
Oh, is that it's got Joey Cold Cuts on the front as the thumbnail?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you don't have the thumbnail. You got the video up.
Yeah, the video's up.
Yeah, dude, it's a good one.
But he's like basically like been losing his mind like the whole time.
Yeah,
going crazy, and like the round started off with like I think a fire.
A fire? Oh yeah. Because there was a fire like near the course or some shit.
Yeah, like
and, the smoke was blowing through
the house, like on the first hole.
Yeah,
and there's fucking sirens. Like,
now that's a fucking omen for your day.
Yeah, dude, that's a good video, dude.
I don't know if it's a bad omen or what, but it's an omen.
So I will speak on this for a sec. So like I think we heard James talk about it before, and like that's kind of like a little bit what inspired me to watch it. So like what my take is that like Fat Perez is like a legit really good golfer. Like the dude, if he really, really wanted to, I think he could be on the tour. Like I think that if he like
he was almost in a PGA event, dude.
Well, I saw him do it. He tried out for one.
Yeah,
and he was like +8, and he didn't make the cut to like go into the fucking tournament. But like he had to walk, and like you never see him walk.
He hates it, dude.
Yeah, he's a big fucking dude, man.
Dude, he's like cart path only. He's like he literally will hit it near the cart path, so he doesn't have to get out.
Yeah, because
so he doesn't have to walk far.
Yeah, but like he's like a really good golfer. The other two guys, they're actually like pretty decent golfers, but they're just also
they're not consistent.
No, they'll just blow up. Like their heads are not very good.
No, like they can play a good game when their like heads like in a good space, but dude, as soon as they like shank it or fucking just like OB it or fucking just fucking top one or something, they just lose it and then they're out of it. And then, dude, Bob is the worst.
There's always competition, right? Like they're always in a competition. So like. There's never just a moment where they can just relax and play their game. There's always like they're thinking like you hear fucking like the one dude. What's his actual name?
Who?
Not Cold Cuts. It's not his Cold
Joey.
Cuts, but Joey. Like he gets into his head so bad, it's insane. He's like thinking about every possible scenario that could play out on every shot. It's like, bro, that's not good for you. And then like no wonder when you fuck up. You're going to blow up even more because, like, you're already in your head so deep. It's fucking hilarious. Like, he's thinking about, like, 5 holes ahead of, like, how he can come back, like, all the time.
Yeah,
like,
the more recent ones, he still kind of, like, loses his shit, but his game's gotten a lot better, especially, like, his wedge game. But, dude, what cracks me up about Bob is there's rounds where he, like, legit, like, plays, like, a solid round, dude. And it's like, damn, Bob, where'd that come from? Man got a fucking hole-in-one, dude. Sick. But anyway, like but dude, there's days, bro, where it's like he gets the shanks, dude, and it's just no matter what he tries to do, bro, it's like the ball just does not want to go where he wants it to. And those videos like crack me up because it's like it's usually him and Joey on a team, and like Joey's like carrying him sort of. Dude, it's just funny, bro, watching those dudes.
It's a pretty funny show, and like you get to see a lot of like cool golf courses, and like there's definitely a lot of humor to it.
They play with like some pros and stuff too every now and then. Like they'll have other like people on here and there.
Yeah, I think that it's like worth, if you are at all like entertained by like people like joking around and like
dude, I watch
having fun.
I started watching it for the banter and then learned all about golf just by watching it.
Yeah, dude. So like the one that I'm watching right now, currently, Joey is plus 28, bro. And like that's not very good.
No,
like for anybody out there.
And are they playing in 18 or is that on the 9?
Yeah, no, it's 18.
Okay.
They're playing in 18, so it's probably going to be even worse.
Yeah, because dude, sometimes they only play a 9. They'll only go like a 9-hole round.
No, this is like the.
Is it a major?
Championship. Yeah, it's a major.
Yeah.
So they have to play the whole thing.
Yeah, and they're solo too. It's 1v1v1.
Yeah, but there's like they've played like all sorts of things, and like obviously like the guys have like the one hole handicap or the one stroke handicap on everything but a par 3. Because like Fat Perez is just so good.
Dude. It took him to get both the fucking camera guys in for a 4v1 for them to finally beat him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know much, but I know. That's brutal.
Yeah, like honestly, Sean, like I don't know if you have any idea what this guy looks like. I bet you he is 5'8", and I bet you he's like 300 pounds.
Dude,
5'8", 300.
You're like you're describing my boy. Like it's funny because like,
is that accurate, James? You think that's accurate? Because he's the shortest one.
Like,
he's like a pretty heavy dude, but he's not like insanely huge.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Dickie. Like my man's like. He literally moved to Florida because he was opening a golf academy and he wanted to eventually get in on the PGA. He just tried out his first time, and similarly, he was like, I think he said he was 10 strokes short of making the cut. So next year, you know what I mean? Like that's his goal now. It's like, all right, well, now I know that was my first one. Like I just got to up my game a little more, and next year I'm there. Like, he's an animal too, and he's
like Fat Perez. I'm gonna guess is in his 40s. I don't know how. I
think
like
so.
Early 40s.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy is he was an accountant before that.
Yeah, I actually watched like a number of videos when they found him and he first started to come around.
Yeah.
And they told the story of like Fat Perez.
The lore of Fat Perez, dude.
Yeah, dude. And like Sean, it all started. This dude ended up being a main person on this YouTube channel by just watching the Bob Does Sports and being in the Zoom room. They used to do like Saturday Zoom rooms for like the maybe patrons or something. I don't even know. And this dude just came in and they just like thought he was so funny that they invited him out to play golf. And then like this story just like kept on building.
It's like it's on
now
there.
it's just the three.
Now he's a staple, bro.
Staple. Like if he wasn't there,
if Fat Perez wasn't there, I don't know if I would watch as much.
Yeah, it would definitely like take a massive hit.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And they have 801,000 subscribers, so like it's getting up there. They're on a march to 1 million right now.
Jesus, love that. Good for them. Like,
but
it sounds
these
like
guys put out a lot of content. It must
because they also have a podcast that they do for like Bob Does Sports, and then Bob, Joey, and this other guy do this thing called the Brilliantly Dumb Show. Where I haven't watched too much of it, but it's like kind of like a podcast sort of situation. But dude, they have their own clothing line called Breezy, like their own like golf clothes. They have their own fucking tequila like mixed drink, like a canned, like it's like a peach tea or like a Georgia peach tequila like seltzer drink called a Have a Day.
Yeah,
and like that's like their branding. That's their branding for like Breezy's, like their slogan. Have a day. Let's just go out and have a day. So now they go out and they literally can have a day while having a day. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I watched one where they
Brilliant.
played 9 holes, Sean, and they had to like drink an entire bottle of wine before the 9 holes was done.
Dude, that one's so funny, dude.
Each one of
my
them.
God.
So they had to drink like it was at least 750 ml bottle of wine.
Have you seen the other ones where it's like another alcohol challenge where they have a wheel and they spin a wheel and then they have to drink like some different type of alcohol, or it's like tequila or rum or this or that? And dude, that one's fucking hilarious because they are
that one.
hammered.
They're such long videos, you know what I mean? So like it's hard to like unless you're truly dedicated to binge.
Oh, I
Like
binge,
it takes
bro.
me a few days to like get through an hour video.
I'll sit and watch. Dude, that's what I'm doing when we're hanging out in Discord, bro. I'm watching that Pop Does Sports, man. Either that or, dude, if you want to watch like some, like, not saying that that's not like good golf because those guys are pretty solid, but like if you want to watch some like real interesting, like pretty solid golf, there's this other channel called Good Good, where it's like a group of like 5 or 6 dudes that like a couple of them I think they all have their own like separate like channels, but like they started this brand called Good Good where they have like their own golf apparel, golf clubs, like all kinds of fucking shit. But dude, like, do you guys remember when I was into like the fishing videos and stuff?
Yeah.
Like there's like it was like a similar thing there where they have this like group called the Guggen Squad. And like they came out with like their own baits and branding and merch and all this stuff. Well, apparently this is like the golf version of that, I feel.
Oh, okay.
And it's like these dudes that you all get together and they do like these different golf challenges or like scrambles or tournaments and all this different stuff where they actually do their own like opens, like their own good opens that have been televised like on like NBC and shit.
Oh, that's wild.
I think. But yeah, dude, but there's a couple dudes on there that are actually like some pretty solid golfers. Like one of them is actually played on the tour. Like he's played in the majors and the US Open. His name's Brad Dahlke. And dude, the guy has got a fucking stick on him, dude. That guy can fucking drive 300 plus easy. And dude, the way he could shape a shot is pretty gnarly, dude. Like he can pretty much get the ball to do what he wants it majority of the time. Sometimes it doesn't go exactly where he wants, but dude, that's one thing about golf that like really piques my interest is like the actual like kind of expertise sort of it takes to like be like a really
Knowing
like
how to,
solid
like,
how to
curve
open
the
the face
ball
and what knowing exactly which club to pick and you know how hard to hit it. Are you going to give it a full swing? Are you going to give it a quarter swing? You know, are you reading the green? Is it reading like the grain of the grass? Is it, you know, going this way? Is it going that way? The slopes and like the actual like it's kind of like thought and like science behind your shot, like super interesting to me. And watching these guys pull off some of these things that they literally will sit there at the ball after they pick their club up, tell you like what their yardage is, what club they're using, what type of shot shape they're trying to make, and then do it.
It actually makes sense to me that I why you would like this because I kind of recognize some similarity to baseball in the whole like little intricacies behind everything that shape the way your game is played. Not to mention both very like geometry based thinking, angles where you're going to hit them. Like I could see how you could totally find enjoyment in golf.
Well, it's just like
from having enjoyment from baseball.
What I knew about golf before this is obviously watching the golf on, you know, TV or whatever. And the thing about that was it was always so boring because it was always real quiet. The announcers had these real soft voices and they just spoke real calmly. No one got super excited or, you know, this or that. And it's just like you just see the guy walk up to the ball, hit it, don't know what club he has, really don't know exactly what's going on. But with these guys, it's like they're breaking down their shot, telling you where they're at, what they're trying to achieve, maybe a couple shot options that they can take. And then, you know, you get the banter from the cart in between each shot that they're just talking about random stuff or, you know, maybe about the shot they just took and like, oh, you know, I hit that one a little bit on the toe or, you know, I heeled that one or, I totally scolded that, or, that was a little too bladey, and like learning from hearing these guys talk about it, learning what that all means is pretty fucking crazy. And like seeing how they just implement it into their game, and how some guys can literally, like watching Bryce DeChambeau, who literally just won the US Open, I believe. He's got a YouTube channel, and I watch his stuff, and that dude, bro, can literally hit a ball, know exactly what he did wrong, and the next shot he hits fixes it.
That shit's insane. I mean, every sport's got people who could do that, but like
this guy literally
insane.
Played like 9 holes with a junior set of clubs that were up to his kneecap, dude, and he still hit par.
I love that. This reminds me of the NFL quarterback challenge and shit like that. Like, we're gonna be like, here, see, can you do that? Let's see if we can do that. Let's try this now.
And it's like a set of clubs he's never even used before, so he doesn't know exactly how far he's going to hit it. He's just guessing. He's like, oh, yeah, that's what I want. But I will say this, though. The driver was just way too flexy for him. So, dude, any shot he hit was just fucking hooking to the left. Just fucking... And he tried to, play for it, and he's like... no matter what he did, bro, he just could not get it to fucking work for him. But, dude... solid golfer.
I love that. I might have to dive down this rabbit hole here soon.
I suggest just check out one Bob Does Sports. Honestly, I'll send you a Bob Does Sports video to watch, Sean.
Yeah,
I'll drop one in our chat.
Throw it in the
check
group
this
chat.
one out.
Let me get a goodie so I can get a good feel for it. Because it does. I love some good banter. Like I've been down this rabbit hole lately of some woodworking shit, and it's kind of hysterical because like my woodworking skills are 0 to none. But I mean, shit, I got it done. You guys saw the stand I built, but like it's a similar thing where it's like, sure, it's woodworking, but it's the banter between the guys in the shop in between. It's the fact that this dude's like, yeah, shit's gonna get squirrely. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing right now, but we're just gonna fucking send it. Like. I get it, like, and I enjoy it. So I'm like, all right, send it. I gotta see what Bob Does Sports is all about now.
It's just the fucking just comedy that comes out of these guys just naturally, bro, because they're just like boys hanging out with the boys. You know what I mean? So it's like they're talking shit. They're, quoting movies. Dude, one of my favorite things that they do is they'll just sit there and then all of a sudden they're like, all right, give me your top 5 favorite fast food joints, and then they're like, all right, what's your top 5 items on the Wendy's menu or some shit, and then they'll sit there and they'll start going back and forth, and then that starts a whole thing, and this is just in the cart driving in between shots, you know what I mean, from like the tee to where their shot is, or from where their last shot is to the green, or from the next green to the next tee. And dude, that's my favorite part of the episodes, is just them just talking shit to each other.
I know. I have found. I don't know who the creator is, but I keep coming across these little videos on like reels and shit like that of dudes at the tee, like about to hit it, and they try to insult the person.
Country
so
Club
badly.
Adjacent.
Is that who it is?
Country Club Adjacent.
Dude,
yeah, they're
the roasts.
You want to know who's part of that?
Those
know who's part of that?
Have me dying, bro.
Blake Vapes is one of those guys.
No.
Yeah.
That's a riot.
Do you remember Blake Vapes, Chris? The YouTube, he was like a vape YouTuber at one point. But yeah, he goes by like Aristotle or something now, and he does like comedy and like videos with those guys and stuff.
Dude, some of those roasts are fucking hysterical.
Yeah, dude.
God damn it.
It's literally like what they do is they'll sit at the tee box and just keep ripping you until you hit your shot. And the whole point is to see if you back away or not. It's called the back off challenge. It's like, so can you sit there and take all this banter and all this fucking, them bagging on you and still hit a good tee shot? Or are you going to have to like back away because the pressure's too much, or you're just dying laughing because they really got you with a good one?
And some of them, they're brutal. Like, some of them are fucking brutal.
And I've seen him do it to Trump. I've seen him do it to, one guy that they tried to do it to that didn't work out very well, Bill Burr. Like he literally walks up to the tee and he's like, so what do you guys got? Like a podcast or something? Like, is that what this is? And he literally starts ripping them from the start. Good stuff, though.
Fucking Bill Burr. Oh, my God. Bill Burr is a unique individual.
Fucking Bill Burr.
Like, I watch him and I'm like, I don't know if I love you or if I hate you, if you're my humor or you're not. Like,
He's 100% my humor. Because if you listen to like him and just like normal conversations, at the end of the day, he's a pretty fucking laid back, chill dude for the most part. He just gets kind of fired up about certain things and he just puts it into his comedy. You know what I mean? He's definitely chilled out a lot more like over the years. But obviously on stage, he's still going to be doing his Bill Burr thing because it's what brings the fucking money.
That's what pays the bills. Exactly.
Like he's got a podcast that he does, Sean, that you might enjoy because it's literally just him. And he just like, I think it's called the Monday or the Monday morning. It's got some weird title. It's like Thursday morning, after Monday. It's some weird fucking name. I don't know. But anyway, it's most of the time it's just him just like ranting about some shit or just talking about like some random whatever, or every now and then he'll have a guest on. Like, dude, the one with him and John Lovitz that came out not too long ago. It's pretty hilarious because it's just them talking shit to each other the entire episode.
Dude, I want to hear somebody talk shit to John Lovitz.
Dude, it's pretty fucking hilarious, bro. You need to listen to it because John Lovitz is literally just like constantly saying shit about Bill Burr, just like cracking jokes or ripping him about something. It's John Lovitz is hilarious,
dude. Like, John Lovitz is one of those people in comedy who, like, I feel like you've encountered him, whether you know it or not, in something. And you've enjoyed the shit out of the role he played or the character he voiced or whatever it is. And like,
how can you not love his character in The Wedding Singer? Like,
what about his character in Rat Race?
Oh my God, Rat Race.
Yeah, dude. Even his character in News Radio. If you had anybody watched that show, he was great in that.
Oh my God, I hadn't thought about News Radio.
I don't even know if I watched
and
News
Phil
Radio.
Hartman and actually
Joe Rogan.
People. Yeah, Joe Rogan was in it. What was
Joe Rogan was in it. Andy Dick's in it. Yeah,
Dave Foley, Andy Dick.
Dude,
the woman. It's like the female Andy Dick.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's in it.
Yep. So
that's who you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
I think
I'm 100% confident that's.
No, isn't that funny though that I knew exactly who you're talking about when you said female Andy Dick, and I went automatically Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, both of them ruined their careers too. Go figure.
But there's a lot of people in that show.
She does like just like picturing both of them in my head right now. They do kind of have a similar like facial structure.
They do, and the wild curly hair and everything. Absolutely.
Rip Torn was also in that, I think. No, wait. Who's?
I don't know. I don't know anybody else other than we've said.
It's like the Mr. Boss, the boss man, like Mr. James.
Oh, dude. You know what podcast I recently started listening to again today is Smartless with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes. And they had John Goodman on. I fucking love John Goodman, dude, bro.
John Goodman.
I don't think he's like, this is something that they say, and I kind of agree with it. Is like they say like he's like the gold standard of like a career because like no matter what he's in, even if it's a bad movie or bad TV show, he's always done amazing in it. You know what I mean?
I'll agree with that. 100%. Here's the thing about John Goodman, right? And we're a perfect example right now, I think. Has John Goodman ever come up in a conversation about movies, actors, TV shows, any of that, and anybody said, I don't like John Goodman?
I don't think so.
Like, I've never heard anybody be
I don't
like,
think I've ever heard that.
I don't like John Goodman in that movie, or
He's
I
too
don't like
good.
him as an actor. Like, he does everything he does really well, and his range is outstanding because he can be comedic, he can be dramatic, he can be aggressive, he can be, soft. Like, he's a fantastic, well-rounded actor, and I think he's another person who I don't think gets enough credit for how excellent of an actor he really is.
You know what's crazy too is he says he doesn't really ad-lib or like improv. He pretty much does what's on the page, which is crazy. That he just makes literally whatever they put on the page just that damn good. To where it's like you think, he probably just that was probably off the top. That was pretty fucking convincing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes how you can kind of tell it's like, oh, that I don't know if they wrote that because that was just too good. You know what I mean? Have you ever done that? Like when you hear some dialogue where it's like, oh, or it's you could tell it's like it's almost like kind of like a personal like phrase or like a thing that they made just like say like Samuel L. Jackson's got those lines where it's like he says it across all kinds of movies, and it's Samuel L. Jackson because he's gonna say motherfucker or whatever.
Some of those ad lib moments are definitely amazing. Like there's one I love seeing the clip of, and it was Fast and Furious, Tyrese and
it's one of the ones with the Rock, and the Rock's walking up,
right.
and he's like, "Oh, Tyrese saying, you better hide your baby oil." And then the Rock comes back and was like, "You better hide that forehead." And then fucking Ludacris literally has a spit take, and they kept it in the movie because the Rock wasn't supposed to come back with anything, and he just came back off the top real quick, caught them all off guard.
It's such a good moment, and it's perfect because it's
The delivery, bro. It's the delivery of the Rock too. He's like, "Better hide that forehead," and then just keeps walking. Doesn't even look at him.
The fact that he gets Ludacris and then just it straight faces it the whole way, I'd have died.
He was like, "What? What?"
Tyree's like, man, that was personal. Like, I love that shit. I'm a sucker for those moments. I love knowing that random trivia. That shit makes me very happy.
Trying to think of any other random movie trivia I can think of off the top of my head that
I love knowing that
recently.
on Breaking Bad, the meth was just rock candy. And so the staff would just eat the rock candy in between shots because they had these like huge like pallet size fucking containers of them and shit. And so when new people would come on set, they would like try to get them to try the blue meth and then sit back like, yeah, you're enjoying the product. Like, I love that. That's just hysterical to me.
That is actually pretty funny.
Oh, so you guys know the actor that played Short Round in the original, or not the original, I think this Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
Oh yeah.
You're like Indy. He literally he's like was born in like Vietnam or something like that, and then like ended up coming here when he was like 13 and got this audition, did an audition at an open call at his school, or actually his brother auditioned, and he was like giving his brother like cues like off camera, and I think he was saying in like Taiwanese or something like that, or like what, and they ended up fucking calling him in for an audition off of that, and he got the part from an open call in like 13, like shortly after like moving to the country, a few years after. And then like after that, like you got the Goonies and all kinds of shit. Like, dude, that guy's kind of career is pretty intense, dude, because like just his story about how he ends up getting here is pretty fucking crazy, dude. because it was like during like, or was it Vietnam or like Taiwan? Either way, dude, like there was some crazy shit going on. He had to go through some pretty gnarly stuff to end up finally ending up here, and then ending up getting this career that, you know, he got popular when he was young and then faded out for some time and then came back in that movie Anywhere or every fuck. It's that one anywhere everything everywhere always, whatever that one is. You know, have you guys know what movie I'm talking about?
No,
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
That one. Thank you.
I literally just pulled up a Wikipedia article on the actor so I could answer some of those questions you were having, and it is South Vietnam.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, he's in a show I just watched.
Loki?
Nah,
Oh.
It might come to me,
But
but I'm sure it's him.
He's Ki Hu Kwan or Jonathan Ki Kwan, as he is also credited. But yeah, Short Round, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Goonies, Finding Ohana in 2021.
That's what it was.
Everywhere,
That's what
All
I
at
saw.
Once
Finding
in 2022.
Yeah.
It's not new, but that's pretty new.
And then,
2021.
yes,
Compared to those other movies, that's pretty new.
he's also in Loki.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I saw him in Finding Ohana. I was like, yo, that is 100%. What was his name? Was his name like Fuji? What was his name in Goonies? He had a name.
He's Data.
Like Data. That's what it was. My bad. That was racist. I apologize.
No, it's not racist. That was just culturally insensitive.
Okay, well, either way, I apologize for it. I should have remembered that it was Data.
I'm sure.
I learned that on a podcast I listened to the other day.
Did you know this one, though? When Glenn first gets introduced in The Walking Dead, they tried to match the outfit that Short Round wears.
Oh, really?
I didn't watch The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, so I don't really know. But
So
I'm interested.
in the very beginning of Glenn's appearing in The Walking Dead, he's dressed in the same outfit Short Round wears. Same kind of color jacket, same, 'cause I think it's just like jeans or something like that he's wearing, and then the hat. And it was meant to be a nod to Indiana Jones.
Temple of
there's
Doom
another-
was a good one, dude.
So there's another odd fact for you that just kind of ties into all of that. But yeah, there's a lot of fun odd movies.
You guys Indiana Jones fans?
I wasn't a big
I've watched all of them, I think. I even watched one with Shia LaBeouf. Like, with
Did you watch the
crystal
one after that?
skull or whatever.
The newest one?
It's like pretty new, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the newest one. The last one I saw was
Yeah, it
with
was
Shia LaBeouf.
that was Crystal Skull, right?
Yeah, Palace of the Crystal
Yeah,
Skull. I think.
it
It was good. I liked
It's
it.
all right.
No, I liked it. It was like it was different, obviously, than like the
Yeah.
old ones. But I mean, Harrison Ford's also 30 plus years older than he was in the last one, so
Yeah, like I'll
kind of makes sense.
I'll watch the old ones if it's on, but I won't go out of my way to watch them. Like of Harrison Ford movies, I'll pick Star Wars.
Pretty solid, dude.
You know, like I'll
Except for
take,
the one where he dies. I don't like that one.
The Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what is he talking about? No.
It happens in
No,
like
the
the
Indiana
new
Jones.
the new trilogy. Spoilers if anybody hasn't watched it. It's been out for a few years, so I feel like I'm safe. But yeah, as part of like the story, I think it might have been the first 9, like the newest one, or not the newest, the first one of the new sequel is what I meant to say, or new yeah, the sequel of the sequel.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not being able to keep up with that.
Totally unrelated, okay? But like I have a tab up because like in the back of my mind I'm like starting to think. So like in a month I'm going back to Ontario, right? And on the way back I'm gonna take like a couple days. Like instead of like normally I'm like I drive either in one shot or I like drive and I stop for a hotel and then drive straight home the next day. So this time I think I'm gonna like drive, stay at a hotel, drive, and then stay a couple nights somewhere. So I'm like looking at Airbnbs, right? Because like I don't want to just like stay at a hotel for 2 days. I'd rather stay at like a spot that look cool or whatever. And dude, like right now, looking at these domes, they're like, I don't know, they're a dome. I don't know how else to describe it. And like they're fully furnished like domes, like dome houses, I guess. They're fucking super cool. And like
Are they round?
Yeah, dude, they're round. They're domes. Yeah, they're like here, one second. I'll just share screen. So
Straight up fucking your own personal biodome action. I like this.
Okay, I think that this is the right screen. Do you guys see it?
It's coming. There we go.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like that's what they look like from the outside. But like this is the inside. So it's like pictures of the inside. And
Hey, you better hope nobody walks by if you're fucking hanging out and they're naked, dude.
I mean, true. I mean, that's very true.
I mean,
but
why are they
well, I guess at the end of the day, that's their fault because you're in your own domicile.
Yeah, why are they looking in your window?
Exactly. Fuck them. But yeah, dude, like, oh, they look super cool. I was just like looking for something that would be like,
romantic.
Well, not necessarily romantic, but like more fun than a hotel room.
No, I get you.
More of a reason to stay there for like 2 nights than a hotel room.
Yeah, someplace that you'd actually be willing to hang out at instead of just like
and relax.
I'm here to sleep and then get up and leave.
Yeah, or like sit and watch TV all day. No, like I'd rather just relax and just hang out, whatever. So yeah, like I mean, I'm not saying that this is perfect because this is really expensive. Full disclosure, like your boy is not like flush. You know, that's the kind of comes with like what I've been doing for the last like almost 2 years. So like I don't really have tons of money. So like this is probably too expensive.
Yeah, a little out of the budget right now.
It's like $500 a night. That's too much.
Yeah,
but like it's cool.
Go get the fucking the fucking big suite at the nice snazzy hotel for that.
You could probably get both nights for that. And have some money left over.
Yeah,
at the hotel.
It's definitely too expensive.
But I mean, that being said, if I had the money, I would, because that's the thing, right? Like Airbnb, you're gonna have all the extra fees and shit like that. So like 2 nights, that's more than just $1,000. You're probably in at 15 easy after all the extra cleaning fees, all that like, other bullshit.
Yeah, because like there's cool things, man. Like there's like a hilltop. It's called the Hilltop Hideaway, and it's a lake view with a hot tub, and it's a fucking shipping container that's just completely done up with like a wraparound porch and a hot tub and like all that shit. But it's $300 a night before any of the fees.
Yeah, it's also ludicrous.
Like it looks really nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it looks really nice. Like, it looks cool. But, like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, that's just a lot of money.
Well, again, that's the thing, right? It's like when you compare it to, say, $100 a night hotel room, right? Like, you're like, all right, I'll spend a little more than $100 a night because I want something better than that. But triple that per night? Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, it'd be like $350 a night after tax and Airbnb service fee. Like, I'm assuming that has a cleaning fee included, right? Or no?
Possibly not. I don't know.
Then it could be even more than $350.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Possibly not. I'd be preparing for even more just in case. Like, surprise!
Yeah, that's a little too much. I am not. I'm not at that level at this moment of my life. Airbnb, you're catching me at the wrong time.
It's like there's some really cool like treehouse ones out there on Airbnb. And I
Oh.
look at those listings and I'm like,
But like, this is the thing, right? One time in my life, it would be awesome.
oh, 100%.
So one time I will do it. It's just this time is not that time. That's
I feel
for
you.
me.
Like,
Yeah.
because like there are places that my wife and I have been going, like Maine, for example, where like that is a thing, and we could go do that. But it's like for the money those people would like, it's a little rich for my blood.
Dude,
Yeah.
just as a sidebar, I just thought of like something that kind of slightly ties into the beginning of the conversation just because it involves an impersonation of Trump. But if you guys, do you guys watch Kill Tony?
From time to time, of course.
If you haven't watched the one from this past Monday,
I haven't.
I highly recommend you go check it out because it's like a like presidential like special version to where it's like they have Shane Gillis dressed up as Donald Trump and Adam Ray dressed up as Joe Biden doing pretty good impressions and just cracking jokes as Biden and Trump throughout
their
the episode.
characters.
Dude,
Just sitting on
and
the panel fucking with everybody.
there's some gems that happen throughout the episode that I'm not going to even say because you
Let's
just need to
go.
see it, bro. Because I literally was almost in tears watching it on Monday.
You know, like I've seen, like obviously you could stream it and listen to it, but no, like you've totally got to watch.
You have to watch it,
You
dude.
have to watch Kill Tony. Like I've tried to just listen and like
I will say it's 2 hours, so you might have to break it up, but it's worth it. The whole 2 hours is just gold.
here's the thing. So many of us out there are part of that generation that like it ain't a thing, guys. We can multitask like that. Pull it up on the phone. Go do the dishes. Get your laundry done. You could do all that and still watch it. You could be productive and still get your Kill Tony in.
This is facts.
100% facts. Oh, man. And we all need a good laugh. Because that's the importance of life, man. If we ain't laughing, man, we're struggling. I mean, shit.
This is true.
Tyler Morrison, he's been putting out some gems lately.
Dude, he's so hilarious.
Dude.
Man. I think he's so hilarious.
He just put one up. I think it was like today or the other day. And it was like my new gun control plan. I think it's pretty easy. If you got a mullet, you don't get a bullet. Oh my god, he's fucking killing me. Shout out to Tyler Morrison. If you guys aren't checking him out, that's some damn fine humor.
Yeah, he's funny, man. He's super funny.
Might be
Help the
dark
dude
for some
out.
people, but
Oh yeah. Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
I think
Be fair warned. He
I-
does have some offside jokes for
Yeah.
some people, for sure. But
I
what
think that's the fun
comic
of comedy is to even explore that shit. Like the beauty of dark humor is that at first you laugh at the absurdity of the moment, and then something crosses your mind where you're like, "That's fucked up that I'm even laughing at this," which makes you laugh at the awkwardness of that feeling even more. And that's what I think is the beautiful thing about dark humor is it's like, listen, nobody really wants these awful fucked up things we're saying to happen. It's just, it's funny.
Basically, yes.
Naked man hiding in a refrigerator dies because of hypothermia? Like, I'm sorry, that's just funny.
Like, unless he was forcibly put in there, then that's not funny.
No, I said he was hiding.
I know.
You know,
I'm saying
like-
the only way that that's not funny is if he was like forcibly put in there. That's just
Murder's
murder.
not funny. I mean, we could make a joke and probably find a way to make it funny. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, no, like some of that shit's just funny. It's like holy shit when you see the aftermath of a car crash. Like, holy crap, how the hell is this car even like this? I saw one today where I was like, yo, where's the rest of the axle? Got towed into my shop, and I was like, wait.
Anytime I see one, dude, I just like, fuck. I start thinking bad thoughts, dude. I'm like, oh no.
I always just hope I don't see a dead body.
That's
driver lived.
That's it too.
Driver lived.
My first thought is like, I hope no one's hurt.
Honestly, I hope the guy who caused the accident,
I hope whoever's there's okay,
gets his time in jail for it, because
whoever's at fault.
This was a police officer, full lights and sirens, doing 55. People are pulling over. This guy decides that's the perfect time to bang a U-turn right in the way of the police car.
Yeah, it's when you realize you fucked up.
Yeah, sorry, bud. Sorry, bud.
In the middle of nowhere, dude.
Some people though, when there's like sirens and like lights and shit, like they legit have no idea. Like they panic. They have no what to do. They'll like pull over to the left, and you're like, that is the exact opposite thing that you were always taught. Like that's the exact opposite thing that you would have always experienced, always saw people do, but people will do it.
Like the basics in the driver's
Or the
manual.
ones that just stop and they don't get over.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're supposed to not just stop and not only stop, but you're supposed to get over to the farthest side of the road as you can. I understand if there's traffic, but like everybody eventually is going to move over.
Yeah, like if we can all nudge over slightly, all around the same time, we'll do it, and no one will get hurt. It'll be fine, and they'll get through. Like, oh my god, some of those basics that people just ignore, like use your fucking blinker. Oh my god.
Yeah, fucking. The Boston came out of you there, Sean.
Use your fucking blanket.
Your fucking blinker, dude.
Oh my god, like
fucking blinker.
Legit, like my Boston comes out really bad with that one. It's like, use your fucking blinker, please.
Oh damn it, dude! You gotta use the fucking blinker, dude.
Oh my god,
fuck.
Remember that is to tell us that you're trying to get into this other lane. Don't just fucking do it.
And don't do it as you're gonna turn.
Yeah,
you're supposed to tell me before.
Yeah, because honestly, the blinker isn't me asking your permission. It's me telling you of my intent. So just let me know what you're trying to do, motherfucker.
Or if I have my signal on for like 3 cars passing me by, can you let me over, man? I'm trying to get over, bro. Just let me slide in real quick. I missed my exit.
Dude.
No, that's the one thing that I do hate though, is the guy that's in the left lane and he's just hanging out there. And it's worse out here too, because there's like 3 to 4 lane highways, majority of like the freeways and stuff out here. People drive in the fucking left lane until the last fucking minute, and then I'll decide, oh shit, I need to get off here.
Yeah.
And then just cut all 3 lanes, bro.
There's
just to get to the exit.
There's a quarter mile till the off ramp. I better move now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking bad drivers, man. They're everywhere.
And like that's the fucked up thing, right? Is that like the system works if we all do it correctly. That's the thing. Like we all have to do it correctly, so that if we're all following the rules the same way, I already know what you're going to do as you're starting to do it, because we're all following the same rules.
How many times have you guys yelled at your windshield, learn to drive?
Oh my god! Honestly,
I've definitely yelled, "What the fuck are you doing?" a lot.
Yeah,
I do that all the time, dude.
Or one of my favorites: "Get off your fucking phone, you stupid ass!"
And then 2 seconds later, I start scrolling on mine looking for the next song or whatever.
I never do that. I never. No.
Psych.
Shout out to Spotify for car mode.
No, honestly, I plugged my phone into my car, and then I can literally access everything through the panel, and most stuff I can do on the wheel.
Dude, fucking Apple CarPlay or whatever is kind of OP. Like
legit,
it's really
kinda
the
legit.
one thing that really does annoy me though. I really don't like that you have to plug it in. That's like the one thing that annoys
I
me.
don't mind it because then my phone doesn't die.
I mean, there is positives. I get that, but like,
Well, I mean, some of them now.
you don't always have cable.
You can get
I
wireless
was going to
though.
say, some of them have drop charging built in.
Yeah, my car doesn't have that. I fucking wish.
Well,
Well, I mean, let's face it. Like I'm working with cars all the time. I have one car on my whole lot, and it's a higher end Ford Explorer. But yeah, it actually has a little drop mat that will charge and be right there to sync.
not only that, Chris, but like they have these little modules you can get now that you can plug into your thing, and it wirelessly does CarPlay, so you don't have to plug it in.
Yeah, but then I have to like remember to plug it in. I mean, I get it. Like it all makes sense. Like
No,
why
you just
have
leave
to-
it plugged in, dude, and then when you get in your car, your phone automatically hooks up.
Oh, like it wouldn't be like in the way.
No, dude, it's like I think it's like a little. You just literally plug it into the USB, and it's just like a little thing.
Yeah, it's like a Bluetooth receiver, basically.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
it just kind of sticks out of your little USB.
I thought that it was in your on your phone.
No, you plug it into the
okay.
car, and then it acts as like a little receiver,
All right.
so you can
on,
Bluetooth
on
from
your
your phone to it.
Chris.
The
Nobody
only thing I'll
plugs into
say
their
about
phone
that,
anymore.
Yeah,
my phone automatically hooks up to my car just through Bluetooth already,
mine too.
but everything's delayed. The only way you know the only way you know is if you're sitting in your car at lunch break and you're watching a video and you notice that the mouth's moving a little bit faster than the words. It's like, wait, what? And then I plug my phone in and then it's perfectly on time. Because I take my lunch break in my car and I'll just sit there and watch like a Bob Does Sports, for instance, or just like a clip about something when I'm in my car. And I always forget, like, oh, fuck, I got to plug it in. Because usually when I get in my car, I just like let it do Bluetooth if I'm just going to listen to music or whatever. But like if I'm going to do like directions or if I'm just going to like pull up like a YouTube or whatever, I have to plug it in. Because for some reason Waze doesn't activate that way through Bluetooth. So I have to actually plug in the phone for navigation.
Dude, some of the features these cars are getting is just crazy. Like
Dude.
the fact that if you shut off some of these cars now and it's not in park, it physically puts you in park.
Yeah, mine just won't let you take the key out. Because I've done that a few times. I forgot to fucking put it in park. I just got my foot on the brake and shut it off while it's in drive. Like, well, my fucking key. Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I did it recently in a F-150 Lightning. And like I just shut it off, and when I shut it off, the shifter literally moves itself back to park, and I was like,
That's pretty slick.
whoa. And of course a lot of them now, they've got like electronic e-brakes. So they automatically engage when you go into park and then automatically disengage if you tap the gas. Because let's face it, most people in that situation aren't going to remember that the e-brake's on. And burnt out e-brakes is no bueno.
Dude, some of these new electric cars are fucking crazy too, dude. Like some of them, like the whole dash, like you open, like I seen this one the other day where the guy like opened the door and like all you see is just like a seat and this like crazy, like spacious, like cockpit sort of situation, but there's like no steering wheel or anything. But all of a sudden he like fucking pushes like this button, and all of a sudden like the fucking dash like comes out and like fucking unfolds, and it's got like this crazy big fucking screen and like this fucking like yoke style steering wheel, like futuristic like looking steering wheel and shit, and like the outside's like all like crazy aero dynamically shaped. It's just weird looking fucking car, dude. I'm just like, damn, this shit looks like some fucking Jetsons type shit.
Sounds like another one of those concept cars that they do. Like,
It looks
It
like
sounds like the Tesla truck, bro.
dude, I saw one in the wild finally.
I don't like it.
I've
Like, the
actually
more and more I
seen
look at it,
man.
It's honestly, now that I've seen one in the wild, like seeing pictures and stuff, I was like, it looks ridiculous. But seeing it now in person, it looks ridiculous, man.
it's just
It looks so weird.
it's just it's just crazy.
It looks like a
looking,
4-year-old had drawn a picture of a truck, and somebody made it a reality.
dude. That could have been what happened.
I mean, that's pretty much how it looks. And the unfortunate thing is that it's really not that good at doing truck things.
Dude, and like the fucking hood and like trunk and shit on that shit's dangerous, bro. You
And
better not have your hands near it if it's shutting.
you can't keep it outside in the rain because it'll spot and eventually rust.
Oh yeah, because it's stainless.
Like it has very specific care needs.
I think they at least like throw a clear coat on it or something to protect it.
I think like I've seen was it Jay-Z, I think, that he bought one and then wrapped it in all black.
Yeah, I've seen a few people getting them
And
wrapped.
it
I've seen
looks-
like a green one. I've seen like a pink one. Like they're
It looks okay. It looks a little better in all black. But
dude, honestly, if you did one
Still
in
ugly.
like OD green like camo sort of look, and then you put like a makeshift looking turret looking thing in the back, it kind of looked like a warthog from Halo.
okay, yep, I can see that.
You know what I mean?
I want to see somebody, like, this is obviously going to be like 30, 40 years down the road, I'm sure. But I want to, by that point, let's face it, there'll probably be no more gas engines, except for like these weird enthusiasts who are like, converting old fucking cars and putting them into new, chassis and shit. And these
Or like
guys
paying
are
like $8,000 a year just to fucking drive it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
It's like, nah, it's
and
gas.
These guys are going to be making like hobby rat rods and shit out of like old Tesla smart trucks, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh, people are already modding them out.
Like a rat rod Cybertruck was going to look crazy.
I'm sure if I like looked on YouTube right now, I could find some crazy video, somebody chopping up a Cybertruck and making it look nutty. Dude, oh, you know what I seen the other day that I didn't know existed, but for the time it makes sense. But like in like I'd say probably like in the like late 70s or early 80s or whatever, there's this thing called it was called a BOATERHOME. And the front of it was like a fucking like van, like cab looking situation that like on the back. Yeah, Google it if you can.
I'm
boys.
on it right now.
Because that shit's fucking crazy looking. But it's literally like a van motorhome situation that's literally a like houseboat that you can pull, like literally launch out of the back of this van and like boat around on the lake. And then whenever you're ready to leave, fucking back your van down and pull your boat into your van and drive off.
Bro. Wow. Okay. Okay. I wasn't ready for this. Hold on. I gotta do the thing real quick, but I gotta show everybody this because this is unbelievably wild. Look at this thing. We have a van chassis and a boat, and this is exactly the launching or docking it kind of a thing, but like boom, all together.
That was actually from the video. I saw it in the fucking Diesel Bros or whatever bought it.
That shit is wild.
It's huge,
Look at
dude.
that, dude. And then of
I'm
course, you know, once you get it all cleaned up, you got like, that's badass looking. Like,
Isn't that,
looks
do you
so
think about
clean.
driving that thing though, dude? It's like driving a bus or driving a boat.
Well, look, I mean,
you're literally driving a boat.
It's like a land
got it.
yacht, basically.
We got it parked next to a semi trailer in this picture right here.
It's on top of one at one point.
You know what I
in
mean?
that video.
Like, that's about as long as a full semi trailer.
They had a pretty large flatbed that they had to load that thing onto to transport it.
It was an E350 at that. I love that van.
Pretty spacious though.
Like that's the inside of the boat. Like that looks.
That's pretty much all the space. I'm sure there's not much space in that cab once you pull the boat in.
That's still pretty fire. I mean, there's not much like the E350s I've driven were originally used for like police and EMS, so they always had a partition right behind the seats anyway.
Yeah, most of them do.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what you're probably getting.
You probably
out of
had
this.
maybe a little bit of storage or something.
Because, like, judging by this picture right here, like, it looks like some of the nose is going into that space. Because, like,
yeah, because it's pretty flush with it once it's pulled in all the way.
yeah, like this is a false window to line up with the gap in here and make it all look like one seamless piece. So, like, he might have use of this window, this little round circle here, and have like a partition right back here, and everything else is just for the nose of the boat. Here's a concept drawing, and yeah, that's pretty fucking amazing.
Shout out to BOATERHOME.
Dude, shout out to the BOATERHOME indeed. I dig it. Only in America, man. Only in America. God bless the Ford Motor Company and the BOATERHOME. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to wrap this one up. Yeah, guys, it's been a real wild ride from end to end, and thank you all for strapping in and joining us in this ride. So, you know how it goes. Uncle Chris brings us home.
Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Obviously, as you can tell, like I'm under the weather a little bit, but you guys know I'm always going to show up. I'm always going to try my best. Excuse me. But the next time you hear me, I'll probably sound a lot better. So let's all look forward to that. Check us out on Friday nights on the Frames Janklin Vapor YouTube channel, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Just come kick it. We're just always chilling, having a good time, doing our best to entertain and just carry a conversation that's at least interesting. So come by, check that out. Of course, you can go to shedtimepodcast.com. You can check out our Patreon, all sorts of different stuff that's over there. Any kind of that stuff is appreciated. And I guess that also goes with giving us reviews. If you happen to listen to it and you have never left for the review, just feel free to leave a review. That'd be dope. Of course, I mean, the better a review, the better. Hopefully you can give us a 5-star. Although we would definitely appreciate that. So I think that's everything from me. So everybody be safe. Have a good week. Live your best life. James, go ahead.
As always, I'm going to say shout out to all the Shedheads for all of your guys' continuous support. We greatly appreciate you. If you have not, go check out the Patreon over there at shedtimepodcast.com. You know, that helps us out over here accomplish, you know, all the things that we need to do to make this show happen. So if you want to do that, greatly appreciate it. Other than that, we'll be hanging out over on my YouTube channel on Friday, doing the green room as we normally do. Going to be just shoot the shit with everybody, a little live action aspect of, you know, something similar to this. So you want to check that out, go over there. Other than that, I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little bagger dab will do ya.
Absolutely. So, of course, friends, you've already heard us say it. Green Room, Frames Janklin Vapor Channel, ShedTimePodcast.com. All the links for everything right there on that one website. So check it on out. And with all of that, I'll bring it to a close real quick and tell you like I always do, don't let the best get you down, be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, try and have some fun because it's the Shed Time Podcast. Time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right. Your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Suck, dude.
Or fill one up and then
Blow one up and blow one out.
Yeah, blowing up and blowing out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm with it. That's the fire.